I, Eric the Red, will build an airship army that can wipe out the souls of my clansmen that rest here in Valhalla for poisoning me back on Earth. If you're a man or a woman of honor who wouldn't poison an innocent Viking like me, then like the video. The first clansman I saw upon arriving in Valhalla was Edison, the long-dead father of one of the conspirators who killed me back on Earth. Although he had witnessed the assassination through the veil, I didn't kill him. I would take my sweet time carrying out my revenge on the co-spirators' ancestors' souls. The abundant oranges and berries were the only thing one should eat, but I was going to break so many rules the coming days that one offense wouldn't make a difference. It did not take me long to find the first signs of inhabitation. A stone roundhouse and what seemed like their main fortification. With some rudimentary tools I went into the caves of this foreign world to put my skills as a blacksmith to the test. I found ambrosium, which I sadly could not eat, only make torches with, and many of those flying creatures. Fighting back against their lightning was made a lot easier when I found the gemstones of this world. This Zanite gemstone seemed to have the same durability as iron, and this gravitite ore possessed the hardness of diamonds. It took me quite a while to figure out that gravitite ore would not only shoot into the sky, but tools made out of it could influence the world around. The usual way for getting better equipment was to farm peacefully and trade with neighboring pantheons for coins, but I wasn't about to turn farmer like the rest of my limp-wristed ancestors. Why not just steal their coin? Armored with my new steel pants and a stone shield, I attacked the nearest roundhouse. After taking out some unlucky archers, I waited in ambush in front of their main entrance while shouting obscenities. And that seemed to get them so riled up that they shot two Budokai, who went berserk inside the roundhouse. Now I don't even have to kill them myself. I had a couple of close calls with their close-range warriors, but always could escape just in time. To start construction on an airship powerful enough to wipe out a clan, I needed a temporary base on the ground. After some exploration, I settled on this lookout tower. To make an airship fly, you need lots of wool, so I searched the barbarian trees for a silkworm, which would turn leaves to string. And while the silkworm was ravaging the land, I wiped out their warriors completely and got their coins. With my new supply of string, I built the first wireframe of my future war vessel. When I lifted off towards the sky for the first time, my anticipation of what this ship would turn into on day 100 only grew further. Despite being practically born on the ship, I botched the landing and met this not-so-friendly bird who nearly killed me. And that incident made me more aware of all the animals home to Valhalla, especially this aether bunny. And I obviously didn't tame it because it's a cute bunny, but because it negates fall damage if you wear it on your head. I also named the ship Knarson and the bunny Wilhelmsson. Now I could just turn the coins I had stolen from my clansmen into iron, which I could then trade for gold with a trader from another pantheon. The next days I slaved away to build a sleek Knar, only for me to realize that I needed a lot more air balloons for my ship to move at all. During my grind to expand my silkworm tree farm, this happened. Yeah, you can zap me. No! No! Wilhelmsson! He was like a father to me. And that's all. That's all that remains. 2 strings. And I killed him. No. I'm going to put this onto item frames onto our new ship. We will always need to remember Wilhelmsson. To keep my mind off what had just happened, I went to hunt the Budokai and welcomed the pain of broken bones. During the hunt, I found this enormous village and another aether bunny, Wilhelmsson II. And with all the string that I'd grown in the meantime, I expanded the ship. And not just in length, it's looking mighty thick now. When I took it for a test ride, a wind gust swept me off my boat, but the clouds luckily saved me. One of the few flaws in my beautiful vessel is its speed. So I went to the enormous sword god temple to get water for 2 steam engines. Historically accurate, by the way. With all my stuff moved onto the Knarson, It's looking like a mighty airship already. Yeah, but for it to be a true flying fortress, it needs to be manned. So, I built an engineering and a research table to find out how to gather men in Valhalla. Although it felt degrading to do so, I started a small farm to feed my future men. Just a small one. And after 3 days of research, I had unlocked most of the required knowledge and went to visit the nearby barbarian town to lend me some of their crop. It would still be quite some time until I could actually take those warriors on. I also gave Wilhelmsson II a place on top of the mast as our lookout. And when I stumbled across a lonely Moa egg, I realized that having an agile mount wouldn't be such a bad idea. And I decided to hatch it out. For that I gathered some ambrosium with my ship and crafted an incubator. After a day, the egg hatched. I put the bird in a dirt pit and regularly fed it flower petals. The effort was worth it though when it grew up, simply unmatched in speed and agility. I also crafted a Zenite crossbow and shatterglass arrows in preparation for the aerial fights. Because I don't like manual labor, if it hasn't to do anything with war, I hired a lumberjack and a farmer. Stealing from the nearby barbarian town had turned out great last time, as I could simply run away, just like I do with my problems. And to boost my speed advantage even further, I trapped 90% of the population within their home. A push sign in the middle of the main obsidian stone circle caught my attention. One thing led to another, and I found myself in an empty underground cavern. Because nothing seemed to attack me, I got to crafting some bread. Without thinking, I struck down the screeching bunny clad in flames. Only the text at the bottom made me realize that I had just killed Wilhelmsson II, who must have followed me. At least the anvils in front of the tree seemed valuable, so I grabbed them. When I continued exploring, a silverfish poked me. I got rid of it easily, but then another one emerged from the stone, and another, and another. Lava did the trick, but when I found a secret chest with some food bundles, gold and emeralds, I had no more reason to stick around. Although the pain I felt when I came back to see the lookout spot empty was almost not worth the riches I had found. The Knarsen will need a redesign soon. I can't just keep adding balloons to the sails, else I'm going to end up piloting a zeppelin. After gathering some food, I hired and placed down my first soldiers. While I was testing out the new design, I stumbled upon this pirate ship. I was planning on picking off the pirates through flyby shootings. Even if my men were shot to death, the nearby priest would just revive them. What? How did he fall off? Wow. No. You're getting wrecked. No. Mayday, mayday, mayday. I didn't think that my men would panic and jump off the moment we entered battle. At first I wanted to kill each and every one of them for mutiny. But when I saw that some of them had actually gone insane from the stress, I had them only stay submerged in water for 8 hours. Now I still have to show the pirates that we are not to be trifled with. And when my men emerged from the pit, they had turned into true Vikings. Out of the kindness of my heart, I also took away their escape route of jumping into the clouds by making them a sort of baby fence. Morale would sink even lower if we failed a second time, so I decided to attack a stranded pirate ship nearby. But as my men saw that the 5 of us were against 30 pirates, they tucked their tails between their legs under the pretense of not having enough food. Instead of retreating, I let them be slaughtered. After I had healed up, I placed down my healer, who pulled my men's body and souls back into Valhalla. Having lived through death already, they feared no man once they got revived. I only placed down 3 of my men. They instantly rushed towards the enemy and, let's just say, Odin would be proud of our squad. The only thing of value in the pirates' possession was this weird metal tube, and I only realized days into researching the construction and hiring a specialist that there was no way for me to stop the iron tube from just simply falling off the ship like my soldiers as soon as it would be hit. So many days gone to waste. But ripping my enemies to shred in close combat is more satisfying anyway. If we were going to depend on the good old hijacking method, we needed a sleeker ship. And after days of work, this is the result. First thing you may realize, the Knarsen has been on a diet, and we now have an air bunny hanging on the back of our ship because I have heard so many bunnies already that we can use her squeaking to confuse the enemy. And finally, I thought that it would be the perfect time to make due on the promise that I made when Wilhelmsson first died. It's so bad that it's actually terrifying. I expanded my army by 5 soldiers and went to take down the enormous pirate ship once and for all. Instead of doing the classic hijack with a gangplank method, I drilled my way into the ship. Before the pirates could ring the alarm, we overran all the troops hiding within the bow of the ship. With a war cry of fury, I climbed onto the deck and... Wait, my men didn't follow me? What? I tried to shield myself, to fight back, to jump off, but... My ending was inevitable, without the support of my men. At first I thought that my men had faltered once again and it pained me, it really did. Only when I snuck back onto the ship and found the witch hypnotizing my men did I realize what had truly happened. I got her cornered and attempted to punch her to death with my fist. But beating up women just feels wrong and I died while trying to get a weapon. I might have lived through more concussions than I can count, but this time I used my brain and planted a lava bucket right under the witch. With my base right next to theirs, I continued to mercilessly kill pirates, die, kill pirates, die, kill pirates. When the pirate ship had turned into a rainbow of death markers, I finally killed the last archer, who had probably hit me 50 times until then. Luckily, the pirates are dumb enough to leave their booty in their own ship. I now had enough resources for a lot more warriors. Because I didn't have enough time to have them drown, I changed the warrior making procedure to just letting an anvil drop on their head. Thanks to the pirate's gold, I could also supply my men with armor for the first time. I pimped up my ride by putting some red torches on the outside as well as putting my 2 V8 steam engines back in. And you know what? I feel like slaughtering a village today. What about you, men? That's what I thought. The warrior with the most kills gets 2 extra states. We had eliminated the majority of the men within 1 day. Now we just had to crack open the previously barricaded houses and finish the deed. This really reawakens memories. I feel refreshed and the loot isn't half bad either. The previous upgrades to our ship Knarsson were nice and all, but for it to be truly called a Lord of the Skies, we needed a gangplank to hijack an enemy ship. Okay, I should probably not put it at the front of the ship so I can actually see where I'm going. Much better. During an expedition to find more gemstones embedded in Valhalla's cliffside, I got repeatedly stuck on clouds with the sail, so the sail has to go. And I'll have to thicken Knarsson back up again. At least I was able to mask it somewhat by just making him longer than my... The bunny figurehead also had to go when I reallocated the ship's wheel to the front for better handling. Finally, I converted all the pirates' gold into iron, which I used to equip my men. Kind of ironic that their own gold would actually be used to destroy their second mothership. Lower the gangplank! Oh, by Odin, it actually worked! Okay, I can mess this up now. First, let's give each of my men an encouraging word so they can resist the witch's magic and won't jump off. You will die. You're worthless. Your mother is a... Oh, you're the last one. Perfect. Okay. Thanks for your patience, dear pirates. Charge! My men tore through the unorganized ranks of pirates as if they were a sheet of paper. Whenever one would scurry out of their hole, there would be 3 men mowing him down before he could say the name of his mother. To be fair, most of my men still fell off, but the few that remained were enough to finish off the pirates. Although the ship didn't contain as many coins, it would allow me to craft 5 additional soldiers. While on the search for a new flying bird... What? What happened to the first bird? 4 letters. T-I-T-S. This topic is taboo, senor. Anyway, I was reminded of the existence of this temple. I would probably make 1 or 2 gods angry if I were to raid the temple, but honestly, what are they going to do about it? I also yoinked an egg from this happy bird family and gave it a few hours in the incubator 2000. Now my only concern is getting a nickname like the Pink Viking or the Pink Pirate. Oh, that sounds bad. Even all my tools are pink. At least the bird does its job and I can scout out the temple. When the guards couldn't catch me, they even started attacking themselves. I took that as a good sign, expanded my army, gathered some food and moved my base in front of the temple. I did not want to start from the bottom up as the least valuable stuff and most of the guards always are on the bottom. So I simply carved out a stairway to the head of the structure. I fought off the guards that assaulted me upon reaching the plateau and deployed my men. Oh, what? It's over already? Oh, guess I underestimated them after all. What? There are only 2 archers on the very top? I will be done here in... What the frick? Where did you come from? Doesn't matter. I'm going to take you all on by myself. But before that, let me quickly eat this steak and... What? They don't even let a Viking eat his steak in peace? Let's first get my stuff back. And now, men, the person with the most kills gets 4 steaks. Let's show them the power of meat. Okay, maybe that was too much of an incentive. And thanks to that motivation, we also took out the rest of the tower within a day. Seems like I need to get more steak. I was about to leave, but found an entrance to a dungeon. Not only were there monsters disturbing to even me, but they could also take 20 hits and kill my men in 1 shot. The only way that I could fight back was using my trusty lava bucket. But even that didn't help me at some point. Eventually, I had to resort to burying through the wall to get to the loot. That way, I found a diamond halberd and some extra food rations to recruit more men. And even better than that, I found a way out of eventually receiving the nickname the Pink Viking. I also decided to give my ship a visual makeover. Bye bye bunny figurehead and hello. There's an amazing captain's cabin over there. Look, it has like windows and a roof and a balcony. And to finish it off, I'll add some levers to all those iron trap doors and turn each of them into a human cage. A comfy place for my new archers who definitely do this voluntarily. The last remnant of my clan in Valhalla is just this enormous fort on the other side of the island. If it falls, my anger shall be sated. To have a winning chance against them, I'll need to hunt the rest of the animals here to extinction for steak, close all the trapdoors, my archers are definitely not crying for the mummy right now, and lift off. To my surprise, the 3 airships that usually protect the encampment were gone, which was perfect. I could simply have my archers rain down arrows. Just as I wanted to land and finish them off, one of the ships appeared on the horizon. Without hesitation, I turned my ship's wheel to board the enemy ship as soon as possible. And once again, my trusty gangplank did the trick. This was the moment I had been waiting for. Men, charge! The struggle was brutal. Men fell on both sides. Not figuratively, but literally. I had to get back to my ship to get the reserve, who managed to entangle the last enemy archer into a fight. Now only me and the X-clan had remained. Our struggle was kind of underwhelming, but we gave it our all nevertheless. And when the X-clan had realized that he couldn't keep up with my armor, he took the coward's way out. The last thing I heard was, "You better subscribe right now to my YouTube channel, please. I need more subscribers." Have a great day.